Oh, there is one book that I would recommend, which I've read end to end, and I think for me, and I'm just going to tell you, in this immigrant condition or like the psychology of how I helped myself, it's called The Adult Children of Alcoholics. And I would really encourage anybody who finds any of the first part of what I spoke about interesting to read that book, because it is written in 3 parts. And part 1 is, what have you lived? And it goes into so much detail that it was just stunning to me how much of that I had lived. And for the first time in my life, when I had thought that I was suffering alone, I realized so many other people had gone through this, so much so that this woman in the 70s could write a definitive book about it. Okay, that's section 1. Then section 2 is, it then says, here's probably all the traits that you brought with you into your adult life. And so many of them rang true. And then section 3 was, here's how you can start to put together a plan to help fix yourself. Adult Children of Alcoholics. It's the only book that I really would recommend. And it's not for adult, it's not just because you grew up in an alcoholic family. I just think it's like any kind of dysfunction, it's incredibly helpful. But otherwise, I meander, I read a lot, I ask a lot of random questions, and I try to give myself other ways of exploring my intelligence. Working on yourself is a really meaningful way of working on your intelligence. You know, being alone sometimes is a really powerful way of clarifying the things that you think are important to you. These are not all things anymore that are valued, right? We've stripped it all away. We really have, in the last 10 years, stripped it all away. And in many ways, we've amplified the worst parts of it. So I would just encourage you to sort of like work on yourself. I really think like